And we are going to see a changing of the guard season this year.
Littler's so much better than Taylor, is he? Have a look at the averages.
I was scared of embarrassing myself. I genuinely went to that venue and I said to Jodie, my partner, there's a genuine chance I could average 50 here.
Welcome back, everybody, to the Mission Darts podcast with myself, Andy Coleman. I've got Matthew Egg here as normal. And a big thank you to everybody that subscribed last week. Big jump in subscribers. Thank you. We know we're getting thousands more watch than subscribe. So if you're not, please do that. Matt, I'm going to say, how are you? I know you've been busy. I know you've been playing. We're going to get into all that because there's loads to talk about. But have you recovered from your weekend?
No. And as always, I'm terrible at planning diaries. Like, I'm one of those people that if I see a gap in the diary, I'm like, I've got to fill that. And I forget that actually sometimes you might just need a bit of rest. So I've got back from Romania and Andy said, should we film the podcast? I'm like, well, I would do, but I've got 3 coaching sessions. So we're now doing it early, which is why it's quite dark in here still, because it's early morning. And it's like, yeah, we'll see. We'll get it done. But yeah, I'd rather be busy than not. And it almost sounds like I'm saying it every week, doesn't it? But like, I love it. I love being busy.
Yeah,
I hate the idea of sitting around doing nothing.
I don't know what you'd do, Matt, if you weren't, because literally, as people will know from last week's podcast, we were filming all week. And then you're like, oh yeah, I'm leaving tomorrow morning. I'm like, well, what do you mean? We're still filming today. You're like, yeah, I'm leaving at 4 a.m. tomorrow. I'm like, what? Like, we're filming all week, then you're going to leave at 4 a.m. to go darting. But that is you. That's your crazy life. You can still do it as you're in your 30s, Matt. So good for you.
I'm nearly 40.
Yeah, but let's jump into it. Let's jump into it because I want to talk about Romania, because surprised is an understatement. I had a couple of legs with you. I thought you were struggling with your grip. You weren't sure about your dart. You weren't sure what darts you were taking with you. I thought there's going to be nothing to watch here. Matt's going to average late 70s, early 80s. He's going to get beat, and it'll be like, we'll have a look at your darts. I turn it on and see it was a 90 average. I'm like, where's that come from? Like that, he must have hit everything. I turn it on again, 105. I'm like, is this a joke? Is there another Matthew Edgar? Talk me through it, mate.
I'll talk you through from the very start. So me and Andy was filming last week, and I said to Andy, I said, I need you to watch me here because I can't throw darts no more. Now, I was out there not just for playing. I was out there doing some work for Mission. We was out there filming. Mission sponsored the Romanian Open. So I was out there doing some bits for that. Had I not been doing that, I wouldn't have gone. I'm telling you now, I probably wouldn't have gone. So this really should be a lesson, not just to me, but to everybody else as well, that sometimes, even if you're not feeling it, do it, because you do not know what's going to happen. My mindset's completely changed already. Now, darts-wise, I took 4 different sets of darts. I took my darts in 23, my darts in 25, which are also available in 21, and I also took with me 2 different sets. So I took one dart with the scalloping, and I also took a short dart, which was the 0. I had not only that, but I had multiple sets of my darts. So my darts were 23 grams with the slim flights and then kites, so I could jump. And I had a case just full of darts, like the whole thing just full of darts. And the reason being is, as you know, I've told people, end of last year, I became pain-free with my hand and with my wrist and with the nerve in my arm. I had the feeling back. And as we know, I got grip issues, passing the dart hand to hand. As that's developed, it's manifested in a sense that I cannot get this finger on the point anymore. So I always used to have this finger on the point. When I turn my hand to do so, the finger comes off the point and I end up throwing here, just the finger and the thumb. So I can't get this one involved anymore. So I've ended up holding the dart a lot looser. Now, what that manifests, and as Andy will attest to, is the dart kicking left. So it was landing almost sideways in the board. And this was over a long period of time. This wasn't just 5 minutes. This was if we practiced for an hour the other day, if we were doing rate mode hockey, whatever
Yeah.
it was doing, the dart was landing left. And
Yeah.
you'll even notice, like, in the Rate My Hockey video, because I think there's one we actually played a game on, you'll see what I mean. The dart's landing side on to the board. So I didn't expect much. I was full of adrenaline because in my head, Andy says late 70s. I would have been delighted with late 70s before a dart was thrown. I was scared of embarrassing myself. I genuinely went to that venue and I said to Jodie, my partner, there's a genuine chance I could average 50 here and have my lowest ever average in a tournament. This is a genuine worry of mine.
Which would have been a great talking point, Matt.
It would, yeah. And to be fair, you know, Andy even said to me, he goes, should you even be playing like this? This could be bad. And I'm like, I don't know. I don't know if I should. Like, I was riddled with doubt. So what I did, I took a travel board. I stopped in the hotel. I put a travel board in my room. So I didn't stay in the venue at the start of the day. I went down and I registered. I had 10 minutes in the venue. I went to my room. I was by myself up there. Zach had a key to come up there. Jodie had a key to come up there. So they were the only two people that could come in there with me. And I was just in the room by myself. And I just practiced. I just stayed on the board and I threw and I threw and I threw. And I changed my grip. I changed my throw. I changed everything. I changed how I delivered the dart. Now, self-coaching and self-analyzing is one of the most impossible things to do. We'll get to that in a moment as well, because there's a big topic about that right now. Self-coaching is impossible because it's using recalled information or reflected information, which often means you're trying to fix something that happened 30 minutes ago, 20 minutes ago. It's impossible to do. You need instant feedback. You don't get that. So I was playing a dangerous game doing this, but I thought, I'm going to do it. And I went down, I averaged 92 in the first game. Now, genuinely, in that the first leg was a 15 darter, and one of my darts in that opening leg, I missed the board. I threw it off the board. And I had a 15 dart leg. And I missed the goddamn board. First leg. And I'm thinking, oh no, I've missed the. I went 140. I thought, oh, this is okay. It's okay. I missed the board, Andy, in the opening leg of in the tournament. And I ended up with a 92.5 average. And I started off throwing. And you can imagine in my mind what that's like. You're in the opening leg, you're in a tournament, people are gathering around. Oh, Matt's on. And I missed the board.
Yeah.
So, that wasn't. But adrenaline carried me through. Now, the biggest issue is, after I had the average of 105, 3 180s, 2 tumpless checkouts, 105 average, running at 130 going into the end of the third leg, the adrenaline's gone. I've achieved way more than I ever imagined and expected. I'm now just flat.
How many times, and it's a lot, have we seen a professional dart player on TV hit a 9 darter, lose the match? It's the same thing, Matt. That adrenaline has just gone berserk, and then you come down for it and you can't get back to that level again. And I thought the same thing for you. I thought the best thing that could happen here is that he doesn't play again today and comes back tomorrow. But obviously that's not going to be the case. You're going to have another game, because it literally is, oh my God, where has that come from? I can still play. I'm absolutely buzzing, but I'm not likely to do that again, am I? So now the doubt's creeping in. Now the adrenaline's disappearing, and to get yourself back up for the next game, which you did, you played okay, mid 80s,
about an 83 and a bit, 84 sort of area.
But and do you know, and I think, was that Thomas that you lost to in the next game, or was that a different day?
Yeah,
that was Thomas. So it's almost like you needed a bit of an easier game. I know that sounds crazy, but yeah, I've been there. I mean,
the chances were there. I missed doubles. You know, I could have won the game quite easily.
Yeah, you were still in it, but it was just a come down, wasn't it, from what you'd just done? You'd showed to yourself, oh, Christ, I can still play.
Had I hit the 83 in match 1, like 83, 84, I'd have been, whoa, go on, get in.
Yeah.
It was the wrong way round. And then day 2, I just couldn't. I was just flat. The part of me, and again, I got up in the morning, I said to Jodie, I said, I might not play today, because Saturday started at 1 o'clock in the afternoon, so I got to prepare and get ready properly. Sunday started at 10 o'clock in the morning.
Oh,
So you're up at
I
half
hate
past
those.
7 practicing. So you're having your
Yeah, I hate
breakfast
those
at
mornings.
6 and you're doing these sort of things. So, and I said to her when I got up, I'm like, feeling a little bit stiff. I don't know whether I should just go, what a great day that was, and just accept and just leave it at that. And she's like, well, you're here, you know, you might as well give it a go. You never know. Because you didn't expect to do what you did yesterday. You might go win it. And I'm like, the what if, I hate leaving a what if. So I ended up getting drawn in and playing, and it wasn't as good. But
I mean, it still wasn't
very
bad,
encouraging.
but it just... The ironic thing is, had the second day been the first day, you probably would have been like, oh, that was okay.
I would have been delighted.
Yeah.
I'd be delighted.
It was
Because
just...
I was worried about averaging 50 or 60.
Yeah.
That's the genuine attitude I went with. But now I come out the back of it, and this is what one weekend can do, one tournament can do, one match can do. I've come out the back of that, and Andy, I'm going to go to a UK Open qualifier. I can get in the UK Open playing like that.
Oh, easily. Yeah, I was going to go myself.
Then we go Minehead, Andy. We're off to Minehead. The cameras.
The only one I could actually make is on Valentine's Day. So I was like, yeah, maybe not going to go to that one. There's going to be some upset ladies on that day. UK Open qualifier, Valentine's Day, and it's the Manchester one as well. I'm like, geez, is that really the best day you could pick? So yeah, I hope you get through. That'd be great. Do you know what? You've led me perfectly into, because I've got a topic I wanted to talk about, the UK Open. And I want to, just something I thought about for it. There's been a lot of talk about this. We've talked about this on the podcast. A lot of people have got in the comments talking about the Premier League and the UK Open being their favourite, like yours, and various other things. Got me to be thinking, what about if the UK Open was best of 11 the whole way through? Would you be a fan of that or not?
They used to do that with the Players' Championship finals, didn't they?
Yeah. Does it lose a bit of something by the fact that, oh, we've played 3 rounds now, so we'll make it best first to 10? You know, no, a little bit of that
always grow. Yeah.
Do you know, the only way I'm thinking is, you know, when you see that player and he's got his Riley's qualifier on, and he just happens to be the guy that year that he can play the game. Right, he's just somebody nobody's ever heard of. He's turned up at a Riley's. He's qualified. He's got on the telly. He's won a couple of games, and you think, yeah, come on, lad. We're English, aren't we? We love an underdog. Come on, mate. I hope you get through. And then he gets Michael Van Gerwen on the stage, best of 21. And you're like, oh no, that's him gone. But if it was best of 11, you might think, oh, do you know what? He's still got a chance here. Anybody's got a chance in best of 11, haven't they?
They do, but I don't mind it as it is. I don't mind it as it is, to be honest.
Okay, right. I've got to ask you about the Masters. First question I need to know is it, have they made it ranking?
Yeah, they did last year, yeah.
Right, okay. Okay, so unless I've slept for a year and missed what happened last year, this year's format seems different.
No,
with all the
yeah, it's exactly the same. You just forgot. We know what Andy's like. He forgets what happened yesterday.
It's this time of year when I'm so damn busy with you. I've no time to watch darts. So it is the same with all the qualifiers getting through and everything else. And best of 3 legs in a set. That was last year.
Yeah, and also, guys, for context,
how did I miss that?
Give you a little bit of an insight here into Andy Cornwall. Jake, how do our video editor and videographer. When we was out for dinner, Andy asked him the same question again. 4th time in a row. Every time we go, ask him the same question.
And now I have to do it every time now, just for the crack. But
Jake turns around to me and goes, Andy, you ask me the same question every time.
It's good, isn't it? It's great. Getting old's wonderful. It'll come to you as well. So, Masters. Isn't this just darts? You've been through this. Mike Dedeker, since he won the Grand Prix, hasn't played as well as he was then, has missed out on a few wins he should have won. So, of course, he's drawn Luke Littler in the Masters, hasn't he? You know, it's like, do you know what? I just need a break. I just need a break to get going again. Yeah, you've got Luke Littler first round. Like, yeah, thanks for that. Yeah, thanks very much. And that is just how sport goes, isn't it?
Yes, but playing devil's advocate and being the harsh Andy for a moment, and also being an objective pundit, which is what I am. I can only say what I see. Some people like it, some people don't, but I'm only analysing facts and data. He had that break, David Munya.
Yeah, that's true.
He was 2-0 up against Kenyan qualifier, averaging 75. That break was there. You don't take that chance. It's not going to keep coming. You're going to now have to do it the hard way. You had the chance to do it the easy way. It didn't work. Do it the hard way now. But one thing we know about Mike Dedeker, his longevity of his career, his ups and his downs, it's not been a continuous progression like so. It's been a roller coaster. Yeah. There's been lows that go to highs. Now, let's go back on another one of those highs again. Do it the hard way. You had the chance to do it the easy way. You didn't.
Yes.
Now do it the hard way.
No, you're right. If you look at the players he beat in the Grand Prix that year, incredible. So, maybe that isn't. Maybe it's the turning point. Who knows? Got to talk about last week. Filming started Rate My Hockey. We were hoping to get Jake on the podcast today for you all so you could see him and hear his thoughts of spending 2 days away with me and Matt. But he's unfortunately tied up elsewhere. But we've started doing that. A little bit of harsh Edgar came out in the episodes that we did last week. I was almost going higher scores than Matt, which has never been seen before.
Nonsense.
Some interesting new categories in there, which I like. So that will be coming, I think. Is it mid to end of Feb? I think that's going to start a new series of Rate My Hockey.
Yeah, mid to end Feb.
We've been asked a lot about Rate My Throw. That comes back next week with the Pro Edition. So that'll be really, really interesting to watch me and Matt analysing pro players' throws. So loads and loads of stuff coming up. And I mentioned MVG a minute ago. I saw him in the Saudi thing last week. Now, you see the players up close. I don't these days. Has he lost a load of weight?
He has, yeah.
Like really a load of weight. Yeah.
Looks good. Mm.
So I don't know what... Well, I don't know. He's split up with his partner, didn't he, famously last year? So maybe he's kicked him into a health kick or something. But he did look really good. So could this be the year that he has another go at? He's not going to like not being talked about anymore. You know him, Matt. He's not going to like people talking about the two Lukes plus Jan Van Veen. And not even mentioning him. He's going to hate that.
I'll tell you what he does hate. And I don't know, he must have said something about me at some point because I keep getting people message me about it, but I've not seen it. But I think it's because I spoke about his ranking, which, again, I can only say what I see. He's defending 69%, I think it is, his prize money this year. And the thing is, yes, he's been spoken about, but he's not been spoken about as about moving forward. He's been spoken about looking over his shoulder. He could drop out the top 10. And, Jeez. He never likes those sort of conversations going on. Absolutely, he's not supposed to. But on the same aspect, all we can do is analyze numbers and data. And when you look at it, if he has the same year as he had last year, he is going to drop significantly. That's just how it is. He has to improve. He has to play like he did a couple of years ago. But even then, that was franked by a World Championship final. So unless he has a big run and picks up a title somewhere, it's inevitable he's going to drop. He has to. He has to. There's no other thing. But that is just the numbers and the data. That's just what it is. Now, when we look at what he did last year, was it a great year for him? I don't want to make this sound disrespectful, but he lost in a Pro Tour to the likes of Michael Flynn, who right now is a long way off of even getting a Pro Tour call-up off of events. And he beat him in a Pro Tour event. When did you ever see Michael Van Gerwen lose to a Challenge Tour qualifier?
No, he didn't. No.
Right. Michael Van Gerwen only got beat by the very elite. Now, with that, where do we go from this year? The Pro Tour, he was so low ranked on the Players' Championship finals qualification system.
Mate, it wouldn't be great if we're sat here this time next year going, wow, he lost all the weight, he's so healthy, he's down the gym every day, he started practicing 4 hours a day, and he's won 2 majors this year. That would be like what an advert for the things that we talk about.
Here we go. I've got it up here. Pro Tour rankings last year, 102.
What?
102. But
He
apparently,
can't
I'm the
play them all,
problem for
surely.
saying, yeah, like, no, he didn't play them all. Absolutely, he didn't play them all,
Right, okay.
and he
Okay.
withdrew from some. Like he played one day and missed the next. But yeah, and there was some even in Rosmarlen, which is like 4 minutes from his house, apparently, and he didn't even go to those. So he missed a lot of them. But you can only say what you see. And if someone's average 102 in the Pro Tour rankings, are they a top 4 player? Are they going to be in the top 4? Most likely not. So, yeah, I think Michael Van Gerwen's got a big year. The likes of Dimitri Vandenberg has got a career-defining season ahead of him this year.
Without a doubt.
There's a lot of real big stories because for every one of your Vessel Nijmans, Nico Springers, these really good, exciting young players coming through, Jan van Veen, Josh Rock, for all these sort of players that are coming through, there's a Dimitri Vandenberg, there's a Dave Chisnell, there's a Peter Wright, there's a Michael Van Gerwen who have got their backs up against the wall this year. And we are going to see a changing of the guard season this year because every couple of years it happens. Every couple of years, because of the ranking system, there's always a block of players that are in trouble. And I can probably name about 8 this year that need a big, big season.
No, that's fair, Matt. That's fair. I wanted to talk about darts technology over the years. I know we mentioned this in a private conversation. With other sports, and I only really play golf, as you know, but with golf over the years, they've brought out new technology and it's made you hit the ball further or hit the ball more accurately, which makes sense. You know, if you're making the game easier, you need to be able to hit it further and hit it more accurately. And they've changed the ball and they've changed the clubs and carbon and graphite and all this stuff, right? And you can actually look at golf 10 years ago and look at it now. Everybody hits it further. Everybody hits more accurate, blah, 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 blah. Got me thinking about darts. So over the years, if I think back to when I first started playing, God, I mean, it literally was, there was 3 sets of darts to choose from, and you either went pair flights or standard. Yeah, exactly. So there was not a lot to go with, and it was round wires on the boards and everything else. We've had better, increases in tungsten quality. So we got 95% tungsten darts now, for example. In fact, you can get 97.5% if you really want. We've got the molded systems. We've got different point systems. We've got coatings on darts. We've got carbon shafts. We've got, it seems like lots of technology advances, but it doesn't seem to be affecting the overall averages and play of the game. And people, you hear this all the time. Oh, players are so much better now than what they were. Well, they're not. They're not, are they, Matt? You've looked at the stats. Oh, Littler's so much better than Taylor. Is he? Have a look at the averages. Right? He's not. So, there's your clickbait right there. So it's, for me, why have we not found a way to make darts easier, is my question.
I don't think it can be easier, is it?
I don't know. You would have thought by now that a specific shape of barrel would be seen as this is the easiest one to throw, and everybody would start using that, because that's kind of what's happened with golf.
Oh, Andy, you've done it now, haven't you? You've done it. Here we go. Cue Dave in the comments with his orange cordial and his 30 years experience down the Working Men's Club. Here he comes. But everybody throws differently. There's no one dart that suits everybody. Here he comes. Well done. You've started him off. Everybody doesn't throw differently. Do you know what, right? I heard, and I've been looking for the right terminology for this. And it actually came from Hugh Ware. Of all people. Hugh Ware, referee. I don't know why I symboled referee like that, but referee, Hugh Ware. He was doing a conversation. He was having a conversation, which, by the way, I'm going to get to in a moment as well, actually, with Luke Woodhouse on his own podcast. Great listen, by the way. And what he did was they was talking about throws and techniques. And then Hugh Ware says, well, everybody throws the same. No, everyone throws differently. He goes, but there are some fundamental non-negotiables. And I'm like, what a great way of putting it. Fundamental non-negotiables in a darts throw. And I agree. I say all the time, everyone goes, everyone throws differently. I said they don't. Um, Daniel Paul, I believe it was, also got very close to the terminology on this, where he says, if you're noticing the things that people do differently, you're looking in the wrong places. You should be looking at the things that people do the same. And then Hugh Ware comes out with fundamental non-negotiables, and I'm like, that is such a good way of putting it, because there are things in a dart throw that have to be there, and then there's things that don't have to be. Some things that can be personal preference, but the Dave with his orange cordial, stand how you feel comfortable. Do one, Dave. Do one.
Yeah. No, yeah, you're right there. I mean, and if people are scratching their head now going, I don't know what you mean. Well, you've basically all got to bring the dart back, and you've all got to throw the dart. You know, if you don't do that, you're in the wrong thing.
There's balance.
But,
there's alignment. There's body in terms of the stance to make that alignment happen in regards to the hips, the knee, the ankle. There's so much that has to be the axis point of force. Like I say, the release, the grip. The grip is important in relation to the equipment that you are using and the balance of that to depend on what the arc is going to do. So there's so much that has to be there, but then there's other things that don't have to be there. And the people that don't want to listen will pick up on the things that are different and go, well, he does that and he does that. Yeah, and how does that affect that? Yeah, oh, well, I don't know. Well, shut up then, mate. Like, go get your orange cordial, get yourself some ice in it, mate, and sit in the corner.
Always has a go on the football card, though, Dave. So, you know.
He has two goes. He always puts £2 in.
He does, doesn't he? Yeah. He's always the one that they go back to when there's 2 squares left, Dave. He helps us out. Yeah, yeah. He's always that guy.
And never wins.
Good lad, Dave. No, never wins it. No. Oh, dear. Right. Big shout out required from me to Pilgrim Darts. Okay, it's another channel on social media. You'll have seen Pilgrim Darts, especially on TikTok. But I'm not going to say the guy's name. I'm not going to say where he works because he likes to keep himself to himself. But first of all, he came for a precision fitting this week, and he brought me a bottle of whiskey and a bottle of wine. He was like, "I've heard you talking that you like both. I brought you both." I was overwhelmed. I was like, "That is so kind. Thank you so much." He had a really good fitting, fitted for Curo darts, and happy days. We chatted for an hour non-stop, and he said he'd been to you for coaching. I think either once or twice. I think he said he'd been elsewhere and not had a great experience. He'd come to you, be really, really happy. He still wants to work with you in the future. Undoubtedly a great commendation for you. And, you know, as everybody knows by now, we both do coaching. I've even started a TikTok channel about coaching. So you can check me out on there if you haven't already. But he was the most loveliest guy. I could have spoke to him all day, and the fact that he brought me those, massive shout out to Pilgrim Darts for just, it was great, and he really enjoyed being with you. And I think he's taken pictures of himself wearing your Edgar shirt, and to say he's a darts fan is an understatement of the year. He goes to all the majors and everything else. So
he owns a one-of-one shirt. He owns the one-of-one Legion of Edgar shirt, the Legion of Doom shirt I had.
Oh.
He's the owner.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, there you go.
Yeah,
there you
one
go.
of one.
Which will be worth a fortune when you're dead. So.
Oh, thanks. Yeah.
But I made it through a week filming with you, and you didn't kill me. So it's all good, Matt. It's all
Although
good.
In the new Rate My Hockey, I'm going to give you a little spoiler. I do threaten to punch Andy in the face.
Yes, he does. And I threatened to get my kung fu out. But anyway, moving on. Rant of the week time, Matt. Mine's about a restaurant. And you've had rants about restaurants in the past. About
restaurants, hey? Look at you, Mr. Posh. Yeah. Restaurant.
Do you know, sidebarring now completely, but I saw a really interesting, I don't know what, blog or something the other day with an American guy going, What is going on in the UK? You you tip taxis, you tip hairdressers, but you don't tip in restaurants. You guys are crazy. I was like, yeah, suppose somebody coming in, it is a bit mad that we do tip certain things and not others. But we'll not get on the tipping in restaurants thing again.
No.
This one is basically
Vegas
pizza
soup.
again. Yeah. So this is pizza. Me and my daughter going for a pizza. And in restaurant, I talked about my pizza takeaway, which really upset me. So we're going for a pizza in a restaurant, and it's 6 o'clock at the weekend. There's nobody in, Matt. Well, that's a lie. There's two tables of people. The rest is empty. So you go up to the server. Can we get have you booked? No. We just want to sit down and have a pizza. Yeah, but you've not booked online or no, we're fully booked. I said, what? We're fully booked. I said, there's only 2 tables being used. The rest of the, yeah, but we're fully booked this evening. I said, this is ridiculous. I said, we just want a pizza. We'll be in and out in half an hour maximum. We just want a pizza. I'm going to have a beer. She'll have a Coke, whatever it is. We're in and out. Well, it says here we're fully booked. I said, any chance you could get the manager? So the manager comes out. I said, mate, this is ridiculous. Yeah. So you've got 20 empty tables. We've got from 7 o'clock just rammed. I'm like, it's 6 o'clock. We're having a pizza. Do you think we're going to, she's 13. Do you think we're going to be here for over an hour? Like, your table will be free. Oh, well, I suppose. I suppose. Yeah, we'll give you that table. Honestly, but the table in the restaurant. Yeah, we'll give you that one over there. And I thought, wow. And restaurants like, we're struggling. I'm not surprised with that attitude. Like, what's that all about? Have you ever come across that? We're fully booked. There's nobody bloody in, mate.
There was once I've gone into an Indian restaurant, and it was me and a guy called Jay Wilson from Leicester. He's called him Stone Cold. And we've gone in, and this restaurant is absolutely empty. There's no one in it, right? And we've gone in a table for 2. And he goes, "Ooh," gets his book out, and he's flicking through the book. It's like, "Ooh." It's like no one in there, not one person eating, right? And he goes, "Oh, you'll have to be out by 8." It was 5 o'clock, right? I said, "If I'm still eating in 3 hours, mate, you've done a bloody good job. Don't you worry about that." Like, so yeah, I've absolutely had that. But I've got a rant of the week this week. As you know, I've been in an airport. Airport is the universal language for moron, I think, because it's just full of them. Just absolute idiots. You know the moving floor, the travelator? That is not a ride. It is a walking travelator to make you walk faster. Do not get on it and stand there as a family of 6 blocking the whole thing up. And I've walked on and I've gone, "Excuse me, guys, can I just get past?" No, I've got our bags. Takes his bag off and puts it down so he can't get past. I'm like, "Guys, do you want to just stand to one side so like people can walk down one side?" And then you just stand there like ignoring you. Like, It's like, I'm looking around for the cameras. I'm looking for the cameras. I'm thinking I'm being punked here. And then the thing was, I then started going into full sarcasm mode. So I'm just stood there like just spouting sarcastic. In a way, it was good there wasn't cameras there because I'd looked right numpty. I'm just being sarcastic, like just stupid, absolutely stupid. This group of 6.
They think it's an escalator that's not going up or downhill. I think that's what it is, Matt. It's like, this is an escalator on the floor, so we'll just get on it and we'll just stand there. And then, do you know the funniest?
Escalator,
yeah.
Do you stand as a group of 6 having a chat, or do you stand in a line down one side and you have one side for walkers and one side for riders?
Especially down south. Oh, you've got to stand on one side down south. They run up escalators. It's like a
on the tube,
yeah.
Like you literally have
mad, isn't it?
What side for each. You don't stand there as a group of 6 just having a chat. Like, okay, we'll get into the side here. People clearly want to get past. No, unbelievable it was. It is not a ride.
No,
walk on the thing, get out the way.
Yeah. The funniest thing is, it was when you don't go on one. and you're walking at the side of it and moving faster than the people that are on it. I think you've missed it here, mate.
Here's one for you, right? Get this. So we've come out of the airplane, as you do. Be bad if we stayed on it. And we're walking towards passport control. And there's a massive queue. And we're like, oh, this is terrible. As we're getting to the front of the queue, we realise it's the queue for the escalator. And the stairs at the side, there's no one going up them. We're like, oh, we'll just walk upstairs.
No.
Everyone's queuing for the escalator rather than just walking up the stairs. We're like, oh, we'll just take the stairs. Like, what
is happening? Yeah. Well, that's the other one, isn't it? People queuing for a lift in the Trafford Centre. It only goes up and down one floor. It's like, it's not like, Empire State Building. I get that. 167 floors. Yeah, I get you. You're waiting for the lift. But yeah,
you've got a wheelchair. You've got a buggy.
Yeah.
Get it. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, if you haven't, then seriously have a word with yourself. Matt, I've got absolutely millions of comments and emails and some crackers. There's crackers. There's some crackers. I'm going to start off with the guy from Belgium. How about that? So, this is from Alphonse. And then when I tell you his name, by the way, best name ever. So it's Alphonse at Skynet.b. New dart. That's not his full email because I don't do that now. New darts are released every month. Dart shops that want to survive must stock them. What I'm wondering is, what happens to the darts that are no longer sold? I see a few shops, including online shops, offering these outdated darts at reduced prices. Is this sustainable in the long run? I mean, you could say that about anything. Your latest sports equipment. You've just retail. You've just got to buy right. You've got to predict. You've got to be a predictor. You've got to look at the latest Matthew Edgar dart and go, how many of those do I need? How many will I sell? Lots. So get yourself lots available in 21, 23, and 25. How many Andy Cornwall darts do I want? Well, we don't sell them. They're called Mission Precision. But he's put sincerely.
No one wants any Andy Cornwall darts. That's what I heard.
Yeah. Sincerely, Fonz. That's his name. Fonz.
Hey.
Fonz. Yeah. How good is that? I knew that. I knew I'd get a reference there. Love that. Right. I'm going to go to SWJ, who has talked about, we asked the question, what should we do for the 100th pod? And I've got two answers here. He's put, maybe it could be a reflective episode where you go back and peel the curtain back on your collective journeys at Mission. Fair enough. But also, could you give us an insight into things we've not heard before? Stories from your careers, early memories as dart fans, and then a mission-themed quiz. Now, I think they're things we could do in the pod. I think we could tell more stories. We've both got plenty. So we'll look to do that in future episodes. Turn back the clock and remember things. Now,
I think the way to get that better is almost like with that. Yeah, okay, there's some interesting bits there, but it's quite hard to dig out the stories that you might want to hear. Like I can think of a million stories, but are they really what you want to know? So what I would suggest is maybe somewhere either as a special or even as that episode, we could do an AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything, where basically you can ask all your questions in there and we'll just work through, just answer all your questions rather than what comes to Andy's mind this week.
I'm going to go with the next one as my comment of the week. I haven't done this for ages. This guy's getting a prize. I love this. This is Mike from Bath. He's been on before because you said, is it Mike in a Bath? So he's been on before. He's Flash Fenton.
Likes running.
Is his yeah. Mike, please email me, youtube@missiondarts.com, because I'm going to send you something. I love this. This is the idea for the 100th podcast. How about you go back to one of your favorite Rate My Hockey venues, if not the favorite, and do a podcast from there with a small audience of maybe 20 people. Do a Q&A session and a rant with the audience and a quiz or two, and maybe even do a Rate My Throw. I think that's brilliant. I can think of my favorite straight away. I think the guy who owns it would be happy for us to be there and do a podcast and get some people in. I think that'd be amazing, Matt. And I'm thinking of
I'm not going all the way to the Red Rose. Oh, that one. I was going to say I'm not going all the way to Red Rose Bowl again. But
yeah, no, I was thinking of Mr. Mason's place. I think that'd be a great, almost, back in time, because it's a pub where we all grew up playing darts. Do a podcast from there, get a few people in, do a Q&A. I think that could be amazing. I think that so. Mike, I really, really like that idea. I'm not saying that's going to happen. I think it's a really good idea, and email me and you can have a prize. Do you like that idea?
I do, actually. I think it's quite cool. Yeah.
I do. So well done to him. So this one's made me laugh. This is Michael Masters, I think it is, 7. He likes the idea of a live audience for the 100th podcast, possibly with an exhibition, maybe some Mission Pros there. It would be, but he said, and it would be great to see Matt and Andy singing Angels for the audience.
Gold.
Yeah, gold. Oh, God. Right, now then, this one. I tell you, thanks to all these, by the way, guys, because, we asked for this once and you've all come out trump. So who wants this name? What a great handle that is. That's his handle, who wants this name. 100th episode's got to be a proper match. Andy v. Matt. Proper stage, proper entrance music, proper ref, split screen, first to 3 sets wins, and a Mission YouTube trophy made for the winner. Well, I'm sure if you could just write to Barry Earn, I'm sure he'd be happy to have me and Matt on the PDC stage, as opposed to Angry Ginger and, whoever else might be there. I'm sure they'd love to have me and Matt
the thing is, right, I would happily, and I know a venue that could host it. We could probably get it done quite cheap. I would quite happily do like a full evening with Andy where we do like an exhibition match and we do like some bits. But the main thing is, to do that, we'd have to make sure that we get people in. So if that's something you'd want to see, let us know down in the comments if you would attend that. Because if that's something you'd attend, we could book that. We could make that happen. There's many times Andy's down this way, for example, and we've got an evening spare and things, so it'd probably end up being like a midweek thing, like a Wednesday night or something. If you'd like a Wednesday night at the Darts, most likely in Daventry, or when I'm up in Bolton, it'll be one of those 2 places. We could quite easily put an exhibition night on, and we could have a night together. But it's just if people would actually come out and attend it. And I know there's people that listen to the podcast, but how many people are, 1 within England and 2 within travel distance and could go? So yeah, if the numbers are right, of course we'd do it. Yeah, if people want to see it, our job's is basically to give you what you want, and if that's what you want, we will give it you.
This is the guy that's just averaged 105. Did you sense the level of confidence in himself then? A week ago he'd, oh no, I'm not doing that, I can't play. 105 average. Yeah, we'll have a do at that. Yeah, bring it on.
Also on the night will be available some Matt Edgar darts in 21, 23 and 25, because 23 grams, guys, breaking news, are back in stock.
Yeah, and potentially we could take some Mission goodies and we could take some boards and do them at a special rate for people. I think we could make a good evening of it. So do let us in the comments if that'd be something that you'd want to attend, and Matt and I could potentially make that happen. Right, Mark Joslin has been on. Yeah, great question. This is one for both of us, but he said, hi guys, I'm wondering if you've seen, and I've certainly seen it, on social media, this new app that tracks your stance and throw and shows it in stickman form. What are your thoughts? Okay. You want to start? Have you seen it? You must have seen it.
Of course I've seen it. Yeah, it's everywhere, isn't it? There's a couple of things to it. First of all, the lines aren't always correct in terms of the balance line. So the balance line assumes that everything is straight. However, when you lean, the balance line changes and breaks to the point where it changes the central line of gravity. So the balance line does not work on the throws that have a lean, because it just re-angles the line and keeps it straight, so it doesn't work. So that's the first thing. The next thing is, I think it's actually not bad. I'm gonna. So the thing I like about it is the red, the blue, and the green line that tracks the arm movement and the throw and the release. And the other thing I found that's quite useful, because I've evaluated a lot of these, is it's great for symbolizing and showing shoulder lift or the lack of pop or acceleration in the elbow. So there's a lot of conversation about follow through, but follow through comes from the pop of the elbow, essentially. That's what gives you that snap. And without that snap, then we don't have the aggression in the throw. For people that need a tight arc, key to remember, not everybody needs it in their throw. That's why it's always important to know what you're looking at. Now, if you know what you're looking at, this app can actually be a nice little tool that you can use. The biggest problem is loads of people are using it, but don't know what it means. That's like me lifting up my car bonnet and going, yeah, car's broke.
Yeah.
I tell it's broke because there's smoke coming out of there. That's on fire. Yeah, brilliant. Now, the on fire one's easy. I can fix that. I'll just put it out. But my starter motor not started. I don't know what that is. I don't know where the starter motor is. I don't know what that looks like. I barely know where the dipstick is for the oil. Like, and that's exactly it. Car breaks down. You stood at the side of the motorway going, right then, it's broke. That's these apps. That's the app. It's great if you know what you're doing.
It's like the AI that we spoke about last week and stuff like that. I don't think in any world you can beat face-to-face coaching. There's just in any sport. Forget that. You know, we talk enough about the fact that we do that. In any sport, I don't think it'll ever be surpassed, because there's always, you know, you can say to somebody do this, but they might physically not be able to do it. So then as a coach, you've got to be able to work a way around that because of physical impairment. A computer can't work that out. Do you know what? I heard the funniest thing this week, Matt. I mean, this is just because we've got a lot of academies started, and it's just great. We're getting kids into darts, but of course you get adults there. Oh, can you help me? Can you help me? And you've got adults helping children that don't really understand it themselves. And I heard this week. So this is a guy that's come for precision fitting, and he stood miles to the right on the hockey, like miles to the right. And I'm like, oh, just notice, mate. Any pros do that? I said, I just noticed, mate, you're very long way to the right. You know, you're kind of throwing a bit diagonally. He went, oh, I've been told to do that. I was like, oh, right. Why? He said, well, I was hitting fives all the time. So I was playing with this guy, and this guy, he knows his stuff. This guy's been playing 30 years. Said to me, well, if I just stand further right, you'll start hitting the 20. And he said that to me as honest. And I was like, well, that just about sums it up. I know. We'll take something that's wrong and we'll introduce something else wrong to try and make it right. You know, I mean, again, we could tell stories like that all day, couldn't we? Because some of the things that we hear and some of the things you hear are pretty mind-blowing, aren't they?
I mean, I'll tell you two incidences I dealt with last week, actually. One guy comes in that listens to the pod, actually, as well. So, hello.
Hello.
Comes in and he goes, I went to a coaching session. I was there for 2 hours. And the guy says to me, you're absolutely fine. You don't need to change anything. Just go practice more. That was 2 hours worth of work. And gave him a couple of sheets of like games he's written out. But there you go. There's your work. Brilliant. Yeah, thanks for that. And since he's coming with me, he's booked a follow-up session. His brother's booked in, like everyone's. And I'm like, look, if you want to go to the cheaper ones, go. You're like, it's absolutely fine. But like, you know, and I'm actually quite good value. You're more expensive than me. So,
yeah.
But yeah, then another one came to me who went to professional darts coaching with ex-professional player, and he was told to move to the right-hand side. Right. And he goes, but since I've been doing that, I've not felt right. I says, by any chance you getting any pain in your shoulder right here? And I pointed, he goes, yes. I said, do you get any tension here? Yes. And I'm like, And let me guess, since you've been doing this, your darts have been going low and left and kicking over at this angle. And he's like, how do you know all this? I'm like, because I can see you throwing wrong. I said, I don't have a clue why he's told you to move to the right-hand side, because now he's contorted your body, so you're going to be unraveling and twisting. I said, do you feel like you're swinging as well within your shot to the left? And he's like, yeah. I haven't even seen him throw a dart yet, and I've already told him everything he's doing wrong just on how he's standing. And it's like, who did you go to? Like, how much did you pay for this? And he tells me, and I'm like, what on earth? And the problem is, this is what I hate right now about coaching, in a sense, with darts, because the problem is there's so many people popping up doing it now who don't really know what they're on with, and people will go to them, have a bad experience, then not believe in it, and then they'll go out and they'll tell other people, oh, I went, it was rubbish, like I got worse. And it's like, come on, like you're killing the industry here, with giving out the bad advice. And you know, I get people contact me now, like, I want to get into coaching. How do I do it? I'm going to go do this course. Like,
oh, come on,
do your sports science, do sports psychology. There isn't a course in darts that is worth the paper it's written on. There isn't. So do the things that will make you better understand. Sports science is valuable to this. We are talking a fine motor skill. Understand how the body works. Understand those different systems.
Matt, I want you to go back to something we mentioned earlier in the podcast, because a guy said to me the other day, well, hang on a minute. If you're such a good coach and you and Matt's such a good coach and you reckon you're the best coaches, why are you not the best players in the world?
Stupid comment.
Yes.
Stupid comment.
Exactly.
I've already answered it. You can't. How can you coach yourself? I can't see what I'm doing.
Yeah.
It's recalled information.
That
It doesn't work.
Yeah, exactly.
Just the best surgeon. If you're the best surgeon in the world, you go, I'm just going to sort my leg out myself. Like, hang on, the surgeon will do it. No, I'll do it myself. I'm a surgeon. I'm going to fix my own leg. You don't, like. And
some of the best coaches in golf, Matt, don't even play golf. Like, so that tells you it right there. It's nothing to do with sorting yourself out to be the best player. You have an ability. And also, some of the best players that you know and that I know don't understand the technique at all.
I mean, I'm talking the same.
Yeah.
So Luke Littler, in an interview the other day, said people ask me all the time for advice because I'm not the person to ask for advice because I don't know. I just go out there and do my thing. It's great. Yeah. But absolutely, the application of a skill is not the understanding of a skill. Two different things. The understanding of a skill and the application. Then the understanding of the skill is not the ability to get others to understand the skill. That's now teaching and that's coaching, which are two completely different methods again on top of that. So it's not just understanding the information. Sometimes you can have it all up here, but you don't know how to get it out in other people. So that's another skill that you need to do. And then it's, if I coach Andy, it's very different to me coaching someone who's 13. Because I need to deal with them in different ways. I need to coach them in different ways. With Andy, I can literally just go this. With a 13-year-old, it's going to have to be a little bit more demonstrationary, a little bit more question and answer. I can't. With Andy, I would be confident in saying, so what we're doing now is I'm doing this, and this is your progression. Then we'll do this. This is your progression. This is your progression. Because I know he'll pick it up. Where with a 13-year-old, I might go, right, so we're going to do this. Then we're going to progress it to this. Then we're going to progress it to this. What do you think we're going to do next? How do you think we make that better? And then they'll go, oh, I'm not too sure. And you go, what about this number? Could you change that? Yeah. Well, we'll make that higher. And then if we reduce that, that'll make it harder. Yeah, well done. Next. Then next time, right, I want you to do this one on your own now. How can we progress this one further? Because I need to see the demonstration of their understanding. Where with Andy, I don't really need, I can see that visually. Where with a younger player, you can't. So you've got to pull that out of them in different ways as well. So it's a completely different skill. The application of it has got nothing to do with it. Phil Taylor is the best dart player of all time, undoubtedly. And some of his educational videos are possibly some of the worst I've ever seen. Like, they make no sense. Like, he's saying these things, and it's like,
Yeah.
that's not right. Like, that doesn't make sense.
Yeah.
But he's the best at doing it. He doesn't know how he's doing it.
Without a doubt. And that is a fact. He is the greatest dart player of all time. You can say what you want. He is the greatest. Right, I'm going to finish with one thing. It's Masters this week, Matt, I believe. We spoke about it earlier. Starts this week, doesn't it? End of Jan? Are we at the end of Jan?
Has it got a new format?
Very
Never
good.
been.
Have I asked you that? Right, anyway. Masters is this week. It's time. We don't owe each other any money at the moment. So I feel like we need a £5 bet. So I'm going to let you have the choice. You can either have Luke Littler or you can pick 2 players instead to win it. So you can either pick 2 players to win it and either of them wins it, you win, or you can have Luke Littler. Which one do you want?
You're never going to convince me not to have Luke Littler as part of my selection, so I'm having Littler.
So you're having Littler for £5. I'm going to have Humphreys and Van Gerwen.
Oh, brave.
Since we've spoken about him and he's lost all this weight, I think it's the return of MVG. So I'm going to go Humphreys and MVG against your Littler. £5 bet, shaken on. We shall see who wins. Thanks, everybody, for watching. As normal, back again next Sunday. Same time, same place, same face. See you soon.